In this lecture, we will discuss a sufficient condition for the existence of total derivative. We will also do some exercises on it. Then we will discuss that if a function, real valued function, is differentiable at a point C, then what is the maximum rate of change of the function and in which direction that rate of change of function exists. We will also see a sufficient condition for the equality of mixed partial derivatives. So let us start. So this is a theorem which has been taken from the book of Apostol Mathematical Analysis. So this theorem says that suppose f is a function of n variable and C is a point of the domain, interior point of the domain. Suppose out of this n partial derivatives, one partial derivative exists at a point C and other partial derivatives not only exist at the point C but also exist in a neighborhood of a point C, and also they are continuous at the point C. If this condition is satisfied, then f will be differentiable at the point C. So let us see one example over it. Before doing the example, let me introduce a function. This is a one variable function. Fx is equal to x square sin 1 by x if x is not equal to 0 and 0 if x is equal to 0. And if you take the derivative of this function, f dash x will be 2x sin 1 by x minus cos 1 by x if x is not equal to 0 and 0 if x is equal to 0. Now note one thing, that this function f dash x is not continuous at the point 0. So x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0 this function is not continuous. So now let me introduce a two variable function. Suppose h is a function from R2 to R2 and hxy is equal to fx comma x plus y. Now I want to check whether this function is differentiable at origin or not. So if this function satisfies the sufficient condition of the theorem, then this function will become differentiable. So let us check it. So the first partial derivative d1 hxy will be d1 fx comma d1 x plus y. So d1 x plus y means its derivative with respect to x, partial derivative with respect to x, so its value will be 1, and its partial derivative with respect to x means its derivative with respect to x, so it is f dash x. So now at 0 0 d1 hxy exists because f dash 0 exists, but we know that f dash x is not continuous at 0, so this first partial derivative is not continuous at 0. Okay, now take the second partial derivative d2 hxy, because there is not any part of y, that is fx is not a function of y, so d2 fx is 0, and d2 x plus y, that is its partial derivative with respect to y, is 1. So this d2 hxy exists for all xy. So it exists, we can say that it exists in a neighborhood of 0 0, and also it is continuous because it is a constant function. So one partial derivative exists at 0 0, may not be continuous, and another partial derivative not only exists at 0 0 but also in a neighborhood of 0 0, and also it is continuous at 0 0. So it satisfies all the condition of the theorem. So it means this function h is differentiable at the point 0 0. And we can also determine the Jacobian matrix of h, and you can see that it will be f dash 0 0 1 1. Now based on this theorem I have some exercises, so let me introduce. Is the following function f differentiable at 0 0? So to answer this question you have to apply the theorem. If this is differentiable, then find its Jacobian matrix and also determine its directional derivative in the direction u. So the first function is f r2 to r3, f of xy is equal to sin x cos y x plus y, u is equal to 1 2. Second is f r3 to r3, f of xyz is equal to x square plus y square xyz x plus y plus z, and u is equal to 1 1 0. Now third is f r2 to r2, f of xy is equal to e to the power x e to the power y, and u is equal to 2 3. And fourth is f r3 to r2, f of xyz is equal to x square plus y square plus z square, and second component is x plus y plus e to the power z, and u is equal to 0 1 2. So please solve these 4 questions. Now let me come to observation. Suppose f is a function from Rn to R and its total derivative at a point C exists, where C is a point of Rn. Take a direction u in Rn, where u is actually a unit vector. Then what is f dash u? F dash u is f dash c applied on u, that is the image of u by f dash c. So f dash c is the Jacobian matrix, so because it is a one variable function, it is an n variable function and the real valued function, so its Jacobian matrix is 1 cross n. The size of the Jacobian matrix is 1 cross n. So this is d1 fc, d2 fc up to dn fc applied on u1, u2, u. So this is nothing but the gradient of this function. So gradient of f at c dot u. So now by the definition of dot product, this can be written as norm of the gradient of f at c, norm of u, and norm of into cos theta, where theta is the angle between gradient of fc and u, and u is a unit vector, so norm of u is equal to 1. So this f dash u can be written as the norm of gradient of fc into cos theta. And you know that what is f dash u? F dash u is actually the rate of change of f at c in the direction of u. Now I want to determine in which direction the rate of change is maximum. So for getting the maximum value, this should be 1. So theta should be 0. So the maximum value will be attained if u will be the unit vector in the direction of gradient of the function. So u is del fc upon norm of del fc. And what will be the maximum value? The maximum value will be the gradient of f at c. So the maximum rate of change of f is in the direction of gradient of fc upon norm of gradient of fc, that is the unit vector along gradient, and the maximum rate of change, the value of the maximum rate of change is del fc. Now we are coming to the equality of mixed partial derivatives. So let me first see what is mixed partial derivative. By dkfc we mean the kth partial derivative of f at c. If the kth variable is denoted as xk, then dkfc is also written as del fc upon del xk. Now higher order partial derivative or mixed partial derivative is drkfc. By drkfc we mean first apply dk on f and then apply dr and determine its value at the point c. So this is del upon del xr, del upon del xk of f. So this simply can be written as del 2f upon del xr del xk, and of course it is evaluated at the point C. So it is at the point C actually. So let me write C here. So it is at the point C. So this is this you can say as a higher order partial derivative or mixed partial derivative, because with respect to the variable r and with respect to the variable k. Now consider a function f of xy is equal to xy x square minus y square and x square plus y square if xy is not equal to 0 0 and if xy is equal to 0 0. Now it is an exercise for you to verify that if we determine d21 f00, then its value is minus 1, and if we determine d12 of f00, then its value is 1. So it means that d21f at 0 0 is not equal to d12f00, and that is called that the mixed partial derivatives are not equal. So simply means that del 2f del y del x, if we will determine at 0 0, its value is not equal to del 2f and del x del y if you will determine at 0 0. If you want to see the detail of this, then you can see the book of Apostle or the book of S.C. Malik, where you will get the detailed workout of this exercise. I am not going to do it now. So now the question is, under which condition these two are equal? So there are two theorems taken from the book of Apostle which gives a sufficient condition for the equality of this mixed partial derivatives. So if both partial derivatives drf and dkf exist in an open ball centered at C of some radius epsilon, and if both are differentiable at C, then drkfc is equal to dkrfc. The second theorem is, if both partial derivatives drf and dkf exist in an open ball of center C and radius epsilon, and if both drkf and dkrf continuous at a point C, then both will be equal. So these are the two sufficient conditions. If these conditions are satisfied, then the mixed partial derivative will be equal. So for details you can see the book of Apostle Mathematical Analysis. I am not going to do the details here. So thank you.